Now let's talk about getting this out there. You've mentioned it's gone to film festivals. What's your goal in getting this out, getting some, making a name for yourself with this thing? What's the plan?
Well, initially, I just wanted to make a Star Wars fan film. I've wanted to do it since I saw Kevin Rubio's Troops in like 1998, and I totally fell in love with it. It made me think like, oh, I can go and play with Star Wars and not have to make Star Wars Episode 15 like Leia's baby or whatever it is. I could play within Star Wars and still kind of tell my own story, make it funny, make it like intertwine into Star Wars a little bit, but not have to be letter of the law, Luke Skywalker type characters.
So it can be funny. And
it can be funny. It can be different. I can tell a story I want to tell that's not, a sci-fi opera type thing. So that was the initial plan. And as more people got excited about it, and we talked it up, because I was so excited about it, I couldn't keep my mouth shut. As we talked it up, more people got excited about it, more people wanted to help out, and obviously we have some really cool cameos, and so that's when I was kind of, after we were almost done with the movie or halfway through it, that's when I was like, okay, wait, we could do something more with this. And so, having a built-in audience, having Kevin Smith there to help us promote it, to use his name and his 2 million Twitter followers to get some eyes on it, it's a really good takeoff, blast-off point for something to go viral.
Awesome. And now tell us where we can find the movie.
The movie's going to launch online on May 25th, which is the 35th anniversary of Star Wars A New Hope, on Kevin Smith's Smodcast Internet Television YouTube channel. Additionally, you can go to hughestheforce.com, and we're going to have it available for download in iPad, iPod, any format you want, Blu-ray, all sorts of behind-the-scenes extras, making of, audio commentaries, a pop-up video version of the movie with, points out all these little factoids and all the Star Wars references and Indiana Jones and Back to the Future all throughout the movie.
And when's the special edition coming?
When George Lucas sends me money for the movie and says, let's do this bigger.
I got just a couple quick questions creatively, if I may give notes.
Sure.
In my expertise. I was curious about how you saw the Leia character. Like, is she supposed to be Leia? Is she supposed to be Lisa from Weird Science? Or is she something entirely different?
She's kind of a mix of it. She's not really Princess Leia. Obviously, we couldn't get Carrie Fisher, and I really wouldn't want, Carrie Fisher's a little past her bikini days. So she's really just...
He said that, I didn't.
she's really just the embodiment of that action figure. In Weird Science, they fed all sorts of David Lee Roth and magazines and things into their computer and created her artificially with that. And it's kind of the same thing. She's just kind of an embodiment of their perfect woman put into a plastic action figure.
Oh, of course. And then I also just wanted to ask, Kevin Smith's cameo, he kind of has sort of the theme of the whole thing, which is in the 90s, geek became cool. He has essentially, the paradigm shifted. And I was sort of curious because that was a great idea, and none of the guys kind of reflect on that later. Is that something Kevin ad-libbed, or is it just those guys are like nerds, not because they like Star Wars, but because they're just nerds?
They're nerds just because they're nerds, and they don't realize. I really wanted it to be a throwback to an 80s type of John Hughes movie, and that moment is kind of where I wrote most of Kevin's dialogue. That was my lines, and then Kevin just kind of took it and ran with it and made it a little bit bigger. I had 3 sentences for him, and he talked for 5 minutes and expounded upon stuff.
Who knew that guy liked to talk?
But I totally lost my spot.
He rewrote you on the day.
Yeah, I mean, he got the essence of what I was saying, and but we never went back to that because that was more used as, he was used, and that line was used to build up their confidence, to get them to the party, to kind of get them over that hump to go. Similar to Luke's aunt and uncle dying in A New Hope. It's like you need that motivation in the Joseph Campbell hero's arc to kind of push you into that fantastic world, which for them is the cool kids party.
Ah, very cool. One question I realized I forgot to ask earlier. How do you raise money for this? Is this your savings? Because you said you didn't pay anyone, but I imagine, some of these props, some of these things didn't come cheap or donated.
Yeah, no, it was an expensive movie to make. I self-financed, and I had the other producer split the cost with me.
Yikes. And you can't make any money on this, so that's just gone.
It's gone, but what it's done is I have a really good relationship with Smodco and Kevin Smith, and I work with them. I've met a lot of people at Lucasfilm. I've met my publicist, Kinsetta. I've met James Arnold Taylor, and I've made tons of friends. I've met tons of great actors who, will work with me in the future. So really, it was like the best thing I could have done for my career from a networking perspective. It's already paid off 3 times what I invested into it.
Awesome. Final question. Have you been to the ranch?
I have been to the ranch. The first time I was there, I had won an MTV contest in 2004, and I got to go and see Revenge of the Sith 3 weeks before it came out. And then, like I said, I know a bunch of people that work at Lucasfilm, so I've been going to their 4th of July barbecue and company Christmas parties for the last handful of years.
Good luck with the movie, and thanks for sitting down for the interview today.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Cool.